Good morning, and thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you had a great weekend. So usually I say this is a 20-minute workout, ends up being 30, so I just posted right away 30 minutes. So we'll do a slightly longer warm-up and a nice little cool down, and we'll do a cardio and core workout. So you'll need a chair and a weight. So if you don't have a weight, I have my dictionary here today. So just be creative. So if you just need the one weight today, so you can just grab a big book or a can, like a big can, like whatever, a log, whatever you have handy that has a little weight to it, you can grab that for today, and that will do the trick. Just something that you can hold on to pretty easily. So we're going to start with a little warm up. We haven't done those in a while, so we're going to do wolf stretch, so one leg in front, and then you're going to transfer your weight forward, lifting your back heel. And here I want you to lengthen your whole core and bringing your arms up. You're letting them float up, make sure you're not leading with your shoulders. You're reaching up, then transferring your weight on your back heel, lifting the front toes, bending the back knee, sending your arms back. You should feel a nice little stretch here, and then let's bring it up. Lengthen, I want you to lengthen here, but not sinking into the low back. And let's bring it back. So a little bit more fluid. So it's Monday morning, depending on what you did this weekend. Might need a little bit more stretching. I just find Mondays, as I get moving, I start to feel better. So. You're going to lengthen, and last one, and let's bring your arms down and switch leg. So other foot forward. I'm going to start with the same progression. So transfer your weight forward, lifting your back heel, lengthen, and back heel down, lifting the toes. Okay, sometimes our brain needs to be reminded when we switch side of what we do. So remember to lengthen and not sink into the low back. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. So I'm not just flinging my arms around. You want to let them float up, gently pressing them back. Just a few more. And last one. Good, and let's bring your arms down. So if there are any issues with the workouts or the explanations that I'm doing, you can send me a message in Facebook Messenger or in the live stream there in the little group chat. So feet under your hips, you're going to lift up one heel and bring the other down, bring it down, other. So here, we're going to lift the knee up. I want you to the next one, I want you to exhale, bring that pelvic floor in. Let's press that foot down. So making sure that you're not just letting that leg fall, you're lifting, pressing down. So lifting, abs are engaged. So you don't send the hip forward with it. That's going to be very important as we're doing our core cardio to maintain that core stability. And don't worry, I will remind you for each exercise. Let's do one more. Good. Little hip opener. So we're going to do them differently today. You're going to find your balance on one leg, straighten the other. If your balance is a little off this morning, 2 fingers on the back of the chair. Let's flex the foot, excuse me, little rotation inside the hip joint here. Good, let's rotate that ankle and other direction. Now let's bend the knee. I know I'm making you work on balance a lot. Open. So little circle, hit the hip in the hip joint. So I want you to move the leg in the hip and not the hip with the whole thing. One more. And let's switch leg. Unlock the leg you're standing on. Straighten this one, flex your foot, little rotation inside the hip joints. I'm not moving around here. You're really moving the leg inside that hip joint, just gently. Good. Ankle rotation. And other direction. Let's bend that knee and up, open together. So you're lifting it up. Good. Let's do one more. All right. Feet a little wider than your hips. And we're going to bring our arms up here. And you're going to give me little circles. Now when you're doing your circles, today I want you to think about your core so you're not moving the rest of your body. So you're up nice and tall, just those little circles. Let's go a little bit bigger. Now if you realize that your shoulders are not happy with the bigger circles, make them smaller and take note of that. For some of the exercise, we're going to go a little bit bigger. Again, here you want your core to be nice and stable. We're not pressing into the low back, up nice and tall. And let's bring them smaller. You're going to pay attention to which direction your arms are circling. Bring them even smaller. And let's go the other direction. Small to start. And then a little bit bigger. Now if you start feeling this into your neck, make the circles slower. And bring your arms low here. Your neck should relax. And then bring them up. Give your neck time to relax and think about it relaxing as your arms are down. Because sometimes our neck wants to do all the work. It wants to take over. Let's bring them smaller. Good. And keep your arms up there. I know they're tired. It's not going to be very long. Think up nice and tall. Rotate one forward, other one back, and let's switch. Now I want you to think about rotating that shoulder a little bit further, if it wants to, and last one. Good, bring your arms down. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck, and arms out. You're going to give me a wrist rotation. And the other direction. Good. Perfect. We're going to do little taps here, warm up our cardio, or get our cardio going, I should say. And you're going to reach up. But you don't have to reach really high. I just want you to lift your fingers above your head, keeping that shoulder down. So make sure you're not leading with that shoulder here. So up nice and tall. Imagine somebody has their hands gently on your shoulders, holding them in place as you're trying to lift your arms. Let's go corner to corner, a little rotation here. You're placing your foot fully on the floor in between, tapping the toes on the floor. So remember, I have a 2-inch foam floor, and so I'm bare feet. If you have a nice padded floor and you enjoy working out bare feet and you're used to it, go for it. If not, you can do the no impact version today. So I always have no impact. But if you want to add the impact, the little jumps, then if you're not used to working out barefoot, then wear your shoes. Let's bring your arms up. And next to your head. Perfect. And last one. Good. Let's go in front of the chair here so you can have your hands on the back of your chair. I have the elastic, which I did not need this morning. So hands on the back of your chair. You're going to put your feet a little bit wider than the hips. And here I want you to unlock your knees. And I want you to inch forward from the hip. Press into your heels. Bend the knees a little bit. I want you to push into those heels. Unlock the knees so they're just a little bent. Push more into those heels. Wiggle your toes. You should feel your glutes engage. Then I want you to stand up nice and tall and bring those arms back. So we're not pushing back forward, we're just pressing back. Bend the knees, going into the chair. Press into those heels, squeeze your bum together and press it back. One more time. and pressing it back. Feet under your hips. We're gonna press the heel back, so up nice and tall, heel back, making sure you're not sinking forwards, you're just pressing that heel back, and you should feel the bum engaged a little bit here. Just a little activation before I get going. And switching side, unlock the knee, you're standing on, straighten the other, little press. Nothing crazy, so focus on your abs here. Make sure this is not happening, so just pressing gently back, feeling the glute engaged. One more, and relax. All right, so we need the chair today for some of the variation, and you're gonna need it facing you, and you need your one weight. So we have a walk back or a jump back. You can use chair or go on the floor for this one. So my hands are gonna be underneath my shoulders, and here, I'm gonna step it back, back, in, back, back, in. So you can jump it or walk it. Now, when you're jumping or walking, when you're in this position, we don't want this to happen. So I want your abs nice and engaged. You're into a plank position. You're not sinking into your arms. You can also do this one here. So stepping it back, back, in, or jumping. Okay, so that's the option. You can also go on the floor here. Same thing, walking or jumping. It's a little harder on the floor just because we're a little heavier on our arms there with the angle. Then we're gonna have alternating. So we have the standing on one leg. We're pressing that knee back, down, press, down, press. It's like a march, but in reverse. Press and press. So remember when we did the little warm up here, pressing back, that core was not moving. That's the same thing. You're bending the knee, pressing with your heel. I'm gonna add some arms to it. Press. Now I'm not sticking the chest out, creating that big circle, curve in the back. I'm keeping my back into that neutral position, using the shoulder muscles to bring the shoulders back. You can skip the shoulders if that doesn't work for you. We're gonna then grab the weight. So we're doing 30 seconds of each exercise, and we have 10 seconds in between to figure out what the next move is. So we're doing squat with alternating knee touch. So I'm gonna keep the weight at my chest, squat, up, touch, squat, up, touch. Okay, so I'm squatting, switching my weight, bringing the knee up towards the weight. Then we're doing a start. Here, nice and wide, nice and wide. Now, we're gonna unlock the knee, and you're gonna hinge at the waist, rotating your hand towards the knee or the toes. So depending on where it can go, I don't want that back to curve. So I want that nice and straight, going towards the knee, up, knee, up. Depending on your mobility, you can touch the toes, but again, you're gonna go to where you can without curving your back here. So we're working the whole back. Then we're going back to the squat. And so this one, you're gonna have the option to hold the weight or leave it on the floor. So squat, little side diagonal, squat, little diagonal. So before, when we're doing the march, you're working straight in the middle. Now we're working a little on the diagonal. Side to side toe tap. This is gonna look like a little dance, right? So hopefully you get a good song for that. Out to the side, center, out, center, out. So I'm touching the opposite knee, okay, and lifting the elbow. So I'm not lifting it up towards my neck, just pulling the elbow back and a little down. Don't worry, it kind of flows once you get it going. We're going back to our plank. So this one, you can use the chair and go into a low plank or on the floor, high plank or low plank. And here we're gonna open, close, or jump them. In the 10 seconds following, we're gonna go on our back, or sitting, sorry, up nice and tall, alternating inside the knee, or ankle, or heel touch. Now I just don't wanna see this happening. Okay, up nice and tall, you're gonna bring the leg to where it wants to go, so you can keep your back straight. If you have any issues with your back or your neck, you can go on the floor with your neck into your back into that neutral position, and you're gonna focus on bringing the alternate knee here. So if you're feeling tension in your neck, pain in your back, bring it down to the floor. If you have any questions, now's the time. And I'm gonna make sure I'm in the workout group chat here. So if you can't access the YouTube chat, then at least you have that. All right, so let's get going. I talked too much already, and we're gonna do that walk, jump back, get ready, and hands down. So, gonna step it back, step it in. If your wrists are in pain, go on your elbows. Now, you can jump it. That's an option. Make sure you're not going too far back. Just send the legs back. Your hips are staying into that center position. So I'm not walking my hips back. I'm walking my legs. Good, bring it in and relax. Just shake it out. And we're gonna go into that little back march. So bending one knee and pressing back. Go. Press, press, press. So abs are engaged. Focus on that back heel. You're bending at 90 degrees. If I bend here, I'm not feeling that very much in the glute. Bend, press towards the back, upper corner of the space. Press back. Press, 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 press. Good, one more. Good, and shake it out. And we're going into that squat with our alternating knee touch. So you're gonna grab your weight here. Chest height. And we're gonna squat up, knee towards the weight. Little balance here. Knee towards the weight. Squat. Now make sure your hips stay in place. So I don't want that hip to lead here. So you're staying with your hip in place, working your core and the leg. This is our last one, and let's put that weight down. All right, relax your shoulders a little bit. We're gonna go into the start with alternating knee touch or toe touch. So nice and wide, engage the shoulders down, lengthen your arms, unlock your knees. Hand towards the opposite knee, straighten. Opposite knee, straighten. Now depending on that mobility, you might be able to go a little bit lower, maybe not, and that's okay. This is your first round. It's gonna stretch a little bit at the same time. You're gonna breathe out as you're lifting. One more. All right, relax those shoulders. We're gonna keep our legs a little wider than the hips, pressing into your heels. We're gonna squat, alternating like diagonal press and go. So squat, press, squat, press. Now we're gonna add the arms. Press back, pressing down and back. Now you can add a little curl here. Squeeze your fist, pulling in. Press into those heels when you're squatting. Press, press. Last one. Good. And relax, shake it out. Side to side toe tap. All right, let's get going. And out to the side, in, out, in. Your upper body is nice and straight. Out, out. So just like nice and light in the middle, you can add your hands towards the knee that's in the center, pulling that elbow a little bit up and back. It's almost over. 30 seconds goes by pretty quick. Last one. And relax, shake it out. Plank jacks. Alrighty. All right, so going into on the chair, on the floor, into a low plank, and we're gonna open, close. So you can walk it or jump it on the chair, or high plank on the floor, or low plank on the floor, whichever one you want. Eyes are in front of your hands so that you're not looking at your toes with your back all curved. Good, last one. And let's bring it down on the ground for that V. I'm gonna keep my eyes on my timer. So you're sitting up, nice and tall, straight back, alternating the knee towards each side. We got 10 more seconds. Remember, you can take that on the ground if you're feeling that too much into your neck or your low back. And let's bring it in and just stretch it out a little bit. Relax your neck. And let's come up, grab some water. All right, we got 2 more rounds of those. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and post them. And I think we're okay. All right. So, just 2 more rounds. I know that's a lot of variety. There's a lot, so that's why I write it down. It doesn't get boring. You don't really have time to think about how hard it is. You just do the next 30 seconds and then we keep going. All right. So we're gonna come back to that walk or jump back. Remember, if you're feeling any pain, take it to that other variation. So it's not cheating, it's just respecting what our body can do today and working with that. Your body will thank you later. All right, so we're gonna get ready. You're gonna put your elbows or hands on the floor or on the chair, and we're gonna do that walk or jump back. Get ready and go. So either walking or jumping. You can be on your hands or on your elbows on the chair. If you're on the floor, I recommend your hands. So you're bending your knees a little bit more on the floor. So it's a little bit slower, but harder. 1 more. Good, let's bring it up. I'm gonna just fix my timer so I can see it. And let's get ready for that press back with the bent knee. So little bent knee and press back, press. You want that knee at 90 degrees and you use your arms. So there's a tiny bit of balance, but because we're switching, it's like our body doesn't really have time to lose its balance. Adding the arms, tightening your fists would help. Last one. And relax your wrist, relax your shoulders. We're going into that squat with the alternating touch. Gonna grab your weight, chest height, feet a little wider than your hips. Engage, pull yourself down, pressing into your heels up, knee up. Pull down, up, pull down, up. So I'm gonna go a little faster, but I don't want you to compromise your form over your speed. So remember, the hips are staying back. You are not lifting here. You're just lifting that knee up. Last one. Good. And relax. Shake it out. We're going to go into our star with the alternating touch. Shoulders are engaged, arms down. You can keep it a little bit lower. Lock the knee. Alternating, going towards the knee. If it doesn't make it to the knee, that's okay. Going towards your ankle or your toes if it wants to go there. Sometimes in the second round, we're a little bit more mobile. So it reaches a little bit more, making sure you're not curving your back. Breathe. Last one. And relax, shake out those shoulders. And we're going into that squat with the alternating back press. So it's diagonal, sorry. Again, more squat. Let's get ready and go. Press it, bring it down. Press it diagonal. Press. Pressing into those heels. Press the heel back. Diagonal. So I'm going towards the back corner of my curtains here. No pressure into the low back. Abs are engaged. Press. 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 One more. Good. Relax and shake it out. Side to side toe tap, that little dance here. So feet under your hips to start. Bend the knees. You're pressing into the heels. Out to the side. Out. Out. Now, heading the arms. You can add a little jump here. That's optional. You can just switch, no impact, or you can add that hop. Now your eyes are on the floor, so I wouldn't be looking at the screen here. Be looking just below it so that your neck is nicely aligned. Good. And shake it out, relax. Goes back pretty quick. We're already into that plank jack. Let's get ready. And either low plank or high, you can walk it or jump it on the chair or on the floor. Hands are right underneath your shoulders, making sure you're not walking it in here, you're not looking at your toes, just in front of your hands. Breathe. Remember, you can walk those. All right, let's bring it down to the floor and already into our V. So, if you felt it in your back for the last one, go straight on the floor. Should look at my clock. Let's get ready, up nice and tall, alternating. Now here you can kind of recover, catch your breath, looking up nice and tall. So I know you're reaching forward, but I don't want you to bend here. I want you to open the chest, up nice and tall. It's almost over. And bring it in and stretch it out and just shift. All right. And let's come on up. Okay. So I had a little issue with my phone last week. I dropped it in the water. New phone, downloaded the Interval app, and it lost all my stuff this morning. So I have to count at the same time. It's a good thing I have some notes down because I think my brain would be a little overwhelmed. So if you have any issues with any of the exercise, please let me know. I try to cue as much as I can for every little problem that I can think of, but do not push through pain. And if you're not sure, for example, if you have knee pain as you're squatting and you're not sure why, keep them smaller. If the squat is not working for you, just a little bend, sending those hips back and focusing on pressing into the heel, that's enough. Just do what you can for today, remember that. All right, that jump back, let's get ready. One more round. So either on your elbows or on your hands on the chair, on your hands on the floor. You're walking or jumping and go. So walking or jumping it. Making sure you're not leading with the hips. So knees are coming in. You can alternate your feet if you're walking them or jump. Your highs are just in front of your hands. We're more than halfway through those. This is the last time that you're doing them. Legs are in front of your hands. Good. And last one, come on up. And relax your shoulders. All right, that press back. So bending the knee, pressing back, and go. Press, 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 press. So you want to lift that heel up and then press it back. You should feel that in your hamstring, bottom part of your glute. The shoulders are pulling a little bit down. It's almost over for this one. I think that's my favorite today. Good, last one. All right, relax those shoulders. Squat with your alternating knee touch, grabbing the weight. Okay, let's get ready and squat. Press into those heels. Up to the knee, down to the knee. So we have a little rotation here. So if your knees are hurting in the squat, just keep it higher. You're engaging into the entire squat. You're not letting go, pressing into your heels, squeezing the glutes, pulling yourself down. Last one. And let's put that weight down and relax your shoulders. All right, for that star, feet a little wider than the hips. Arms up, shoulders engaged, chest is open. Unlock the knee, towards the knee, or the ankle. So I like to look at the upper hand whenever I'm going down. But you want to keep that back straight, so abs in, opening that chest here. So I'm not curling in. You're opening up the chest towards the upper corner. Make sure you're breathing. Good, last one. All right, with the squat, alternating back press. So bring your feet in a little bit. I want you to engage. Think of an elastic under your shoulders. Pull that down into the squat. Lift, diagonal press. Adding your arms. Press, chest is open here. So even as I'm coming down, you don't want to curl in here. Chest is open. Press it back. We got 10 more seconds. This is our last one. And relax, shake it out. All right, side to side toe taps. Alrighty. Goes really quick. And go to this side, 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 side. So you can jump down. You can add your arms. Lifting the elbow, but a little bit behind you, so I'm not lifting with my neck pulling up. If your arms get confused, you can stop and reset. That happens to everybody. It's almost over for those. And relax, shake it out. All right, already into our plank jacks. So on your elbows or on your hands, on the floor or on the chair, and go. Walking or jumping. Now, eyes are in front of your hands, making sure you're not walking this in, because this is harder for your neck and shoulders. Breathe. Keep your eyes in front of your hands, don't look at your toes. You've got less than 10 seconds. Good, knees down, and let's roll over, and legs in front, up nice and tall, and into that V position, and go. Alternating here, up nice and tall. Remember, you can go on your back for this one. It's almost over. Remember to breathe. So sometimes we're going to take a deep breath here and hold it. Open up the chest to breathe out. If you can breathe out, you will breathe in. Last one. And bring those knees in, hands in the front, and you're just going to shift gently. All right. And I guess I really suck at that timing thing because it's 35 minutes in, so maybe I should just say 20 and go for 30. And you're going to bring your legs in. Relax your shoulders. Once you get going though, it goes really quick. All right. Okay, so let's do a little stretch. And so we're gonna stand up for this one and use the chair here. So you're gonna, if you put your chair 45 degrees to the screen, and if you don't have time to do the cool down, just walk around your house for a bit, a few minutes, and I'll be okay. And then you can do Linda's yin yoga later. So I can share a link again. She's got a 20-minute, and she's got a full-line class as well. I can share a YouTube channel later. So she's got some nice class. So feet a little wider than your hips. You're gonna bend your knees here, hands on the chair. And then here, you're gonna just walk it back until you can send the hips back, straighten up your back, and then you're gonna feel a nice little stretch. So if you're not feeling anything, walk it back a little bit more, just an inch at a time, and then sending the hips back, straightening your back is straight, so I'm not curved in. And you're gonna bend your right knee a little bit more, straighten your left, and send the hips towards your right. You should feel that stretch under your arm, onto your right side, and under your left leg. Let's bring it back into center. Bend both knees a little bit. Now bend your left a little bit more, straighten your right, send the hips left. And center. Again on each side. And center. Good. Let's walk it in and step it in towards the chair. You're going to take one leg, straighten up in front, and up nice and tall, sending the hips back. Nice little stretch here. And let's switch leg, up in front under your chair, straighten your abs, sending the hips back. And let's bring it in. All right, let's do the calf a little bit. So put your foot back, pressing the heel down. That should stretch the calf a little, bending the knee. And then let's do the other side. So heel down, nice little stretch. Keep the heel down, bending your knees. Good, and let's bring it back to center. Feet the width of your chair, unlock your knees. You're gonna cross your arms here. You're gonna tuck your bum under. You should feel a little stretch into your low back. Think about the right shoulder. Send it to the left corner of your room as you're holding your right hip in place. So that little cue in the eccentric workout, we're gonna switch, you can keep your hands in place, sorry. Other shoulder, you're gonna switch shoulders. And again, so let's switch your hands because that way you're gonna get every little angle and other side. Good, and rolling up, relaxing your shoulders, and just a little neck stretch, so lengthen your neck, looking up at the ceiling, pulling down in the front. Bring it back to center, lengthen, looking down at the floor. And center, lengthen, let's look over to one side. And center, lengthen again, over to the other side. And center. I hope you are sweating as much as I am and that you'll feel your core a little bit later. Enjoy your day, and thank you for joining me this morning. Take care.